Hello, Hojoz here, and welcome back to another episode of the Cedara Fight Competition Season 4. In this third episode, we'll see the BVL Super Thingy by Flyer 1.4.1 battle my HC Charmander Mark 9 H2. And to be honest, I think the Charmander might stand a good chance, but hey, the Super Thingy might pull up a surprise. Who knows? Let's get right into the runway. And with everything set up, it's time to see how the Super Thingy will last against the Charmander. Oh boy, the Charmander's back. And I quite love this version of the Charmander, not only for its looks, but also for its gun placement and maneuverability. Very much, I love the thing for everything. Let's go against the Super Thingy, which has what some may say the superior gun in well, weird positions, and it's a Trident basically. It's BV Trident, but upgraded, I guess. Let's start the competition. Let's see who will take off first. My suspicion is that the Super Thingy will take off before the Charmander, which it does, but only just. Charmander taking off slightly after the Super Thingy there. As it's time to see, well, what they'll do as we are flying into position and waiting. And well, I have to do filler commentary again. This time my filler commentary is going to be about Airplanes Plus. Because, well, apparently it has some weird glitch where every AP Plus part has a slight bit more health than the stock parts as we start the competition. And that's an issue right now with KSP 9. Which might possibly result in everyone having to rebuild their craft. But if it doesn't, then I guess we won't have to, as we are nearing engagement range, and it will once again be an M230 against the Vulcan battle, as the Vulcan fire starts and the Super Thingy gets a wee bit out of balance, and so does the Charmander. At least one of them does. And one of the Super Thingy does, as the Charmander turns on this Super Thingy, or actually the other Super Thingy, which I did not suspect at all, and begins to fire, flying into a head-on. This Super Thingy now having a chance to fire at the Charmander, but the Charmander again forcing it into a head-on and thus making it not able to fire, because, well, AI and such. As one of the Charmanders is firing towards the Super Thingy, but this Super Thingy is looking to fire on the Charmander, and the Charmander is behind the Super Thingy. Guys, we formed a death train, and it is the Super Thingy suffering the damage first, as one of the Tiger engines gets taken out. And it is still firing towards one of the Charmanders, but it looks like the Charmander has the upper hand, as it is still behind, flying behind one of the Super Thingies. The other Super Thingy coming out without any damage yet. And, well, it's a Charmander not really making accurate fire, but it's making fire, as there all of the power on the Super Thingy goes. All that remains is wings and, well, things that you don't really need for flying, because, well, power is pretty essential for flying, as this Super Thingy is out, and the other hasn't suffered any damage as of yet. But Charmander will be looking to fix that, as it nearly looks like it hit something, but it didn't, as was pretty obvious. This Charmander still trying to get on the back of the Super Thingy. The other Charmander trying to take out what remains of the other Super Thingy. as the Chupa thingy spots its opportunity and fires on the Charmander, and will try to take at least one of them down. And it nearly does so actually. It looks to be very effective on the aiming, having taken out something of the Charmander and some more Charmander now, as the other Charmander will have to finish the job, because I don't think that the Charmander there will last long with that damage. The Chupa thingy once again freaking out because there's a Charmander behind it. Let's see what the damage is on the other Charmander. It's nothing substantial. I mean, it lost. Oh, it lost a lot, I guess. Yeah, it lost a lot. And well, it loses some more, as the Chupa thingy is very, very effective with its hits. And we're into space. And we're into space. As we have now found out, Charmander can into space. And oh boy, it does it well. Oh, come on man. I need to go back to the KSC, please. Well, it appears as though we won't find out what the result is of the battle. Because I can't get back to the KSC. I'm clicking like mad here. Clicking on pretty much everything like mad. Can't get centered, can't get focused. Can't switch. Nope. We'll have to restart the battle. Oh. Well, this is an outcome that I didn't expect for CFC. This is surprising, as we're not even flying on board with anything here. We're just in the middle of space. Well, I can't call that battle because we don't have a clear winner. Because we got launched into space and beyond. So it's I'm going to leave it 0-0, 0-0, because I can't call a winner, I can't call a draw, because well, the Chupa thing looks to have been on it. And then again, the Charmander could have taken out the Chupa thingies. So I'm not going to call any results there, because that was a pretty weird glitch. And now we know that if the Charmander gets severely damaged, we have to click away from it, because it will cause glitches. As it's time for the second round to start, as it's still 0-0. And it'll be the first in CFC history that we have a 0-0 after one battle. And will probably be the first in fighter competitions actually, as the Charmanders and Chupa thingies take off once more, to see if now they can get a winner out of this battle. Because, let's be honest here, getting a winner out of the battle will be very important. As at 5 kilometers and getting more distance, it will be interesting to see if the Charmander can repeat its feat, or if the Chupa thingies will be on it with the guns. It won't spin out this time, as we are nearing turnaround range, nearing competition starting range, as now the competition starts. And just look at the lovely maneuverability of the Charmander. Oh boy, I really made this one good, didn't I? At least I think so. I mean it loses speed quite fast, and that's why I added a kitty to get it to accelerate faster. But yeah, it just loses speed a lot. As we are and 4 kilometers near engagement range, will see the guns fire shortly, as there they actually go already. One of the Charmanders diving away from the Chupa thingy fire, the brutal Chupa thingy fire, as it is now essential to turn on Chupa thingies and get them out of the sky as soon as possible. As it's actually a Chupa thingy getting guns on first. One of the Charmander here just diving into the ground, that being the best tactic according to this Charmander. Now looking to get back on the Chupa thingy, which it will, and it'll fire those anti-30s, and it'll be looking to score a hit, which it didn't. And now there's a Chupa thingy on its tail. Let's see how this ends, as the Chupa thingy is proven to be quite the accurate craft. And now firing the guns, firing the Vulcans to the Charmander, and the Charmander is taking damage. One of the Tiger engines gone. It will be unstable now, but will it be too unstable to fly? We'll find out shortly as it's stumbling towards the ground. It regains control, at least regains control a little bit. As this other Charmander is now facing the issue of a Chupa thingy, and it loses again one Tiger and one World Control Surface. And it's not looking good for the Charmander this time round. However, it'll be looking to get a little bit of revenge on the Chupa thingies, as there it tries to take out something on the Chupa thingy. It's very, very near to it, but it apparently cannot get a shot off because, well, it's strafing a slight bit, I guess. Now once again trying to turn towards the Chupa thingy. And possibly firing. Yep, it's firing, but it's not firing accurately, as the other Chupa thingy is hitting the Charmander but doing no damage, at least for now, as probably the Charmander will be taken out any minute now. And yes, it does. It's the front end that goes first this time round, and it's quite the damaged craft. It's actually the kitty taken out, and it's just one of the Tigers remaining. More damage yet on the Charmander. It's holding out fine, but it has quite the damage, and it's moving very, very slowly. It's just a sitting duck at this point. I heard some explosions. Was it the other Charmander? Probably was, to be honest. However, it's still flying, so maybe it wasn't. It's actually quite surprising to me that this Charmander is still flying, by the way. It looks to actually try an action on this Chupa thingy, and is not giving up. It's even more resilient than the longsword, the H86 longsword. It's quite slow, but it is still trying and not giving up. The Charmander really able to take a ton of damage. A literal ton of damage. This just amuses me. It's a Chupa thingy coming in close, but yet no part explodes. It's the other Charmander taking damage though. It is only the kitty firing on this Charmander. Both the Tigers haven't been taken out, but this at least looks to be more balanced than the other Charmander. But boy, did I not expect this one. They're still flying. So much damage and they're still flying. Lovely stuff. Let's see if the Chupa thingy can decelerate to get this Charmander. It seems to not be able to. The Charmander pulling a nice maneuver on the Chupa thingy, but not having the maneuverability to follow up. Yet instead having to defend from the other Chupa thingy, yet taking more damage. But it's still flying on. The other Charmander, yeah, it's also still in the air, but it lost all its fuel. I didn't expect them to be this durable. The other Chupa thingy now firing on the Charmander. It is more backhand damage. It is basically the tail end gone, except for the control surfaces. And there's the Chupa thingy right in front of the Charmander, and Charmander didn't take the opportunity. Well, it's taking it now. Over pitching. Too much pitch. And no roll to compensate and get it into position quickly. It is basically the Charmander suffering an effective takeout, but it's yet just waiting now on the Charmanders to land. As one of them is about to land, It does so nicely and it doesn't explode. And the Kerbal, mobbing Kerbal, must be very glad that he's still alive. The Charmander's durability saving him there. The Charmander lining up a shot on the Chupa Thingy, but the Chupa Thingy also doing that on the Charmander. Oh, I really thought this Charmander had a good opportunity of staying alive, of actually winning the fight against the Chupa Thingy, but it proves to not be that way, as the Charmander is taking substantial damage. And it's a mystery to me how this thing is still flying. How is this thing still flying? How is this thing still in the air? But it is. Oh, it suffers massive amounts of damage. It is basically just the wings and the cockpit and the guns surviving. But it's yet still in the air. It's really resilient, this Charmander is. I mean, it loses its ability to compete with the Chupa Thingy rather quickly. But boy, is it able to take damage. As it's a 1-0 for the Chupa Thingies. And we'll fly on board with them. As it is pretty clear that this Charmander is not making it. What a lovely battle. At least we didn't get flung into space this time round. At least we were Poland and did not get into space. Yes. Quite a long waiting time here, KSP. We're back on the runway now. Time for the third battle of today. With a 1-0 advantage going to the Chupa Thingy. It's proving to be quite accurate. Maybe even more accurate than Dundun 93's, or actually Dundun 92's craft. Looking to be quite a competitor. As it is once again taking off, and so do the Charmanders. I am just very excited to see how this turns out. If the Chupa Thingy wins, or if the Charmander is able to take it back. Like it showed in the first battle, it has potential. It has potential to take out at least one of the Chupa Thingies. It has potential to take out the other one. We will be able to find out shortly. As it is going to be near 6 kilometers. And we'll be going to turn on each other quite soon. They're 7 kilometers away now. It is time to turn around. As the competition starts. There's yet more waiting until they engage each other. Oh, as I said, I thought the Charmander was having a decent chance here. But it's proven to be quite the awful craft against the Chupa Thingy. BT Flyer 141 having done massive amounts of work, massive amounts of good work in this Chupa Thingy. As it is time to fire the guns. And fire the guns hard, as it is once again a Chupa Thingy. Just having a slight bit of instability issues. The Charmanders being more stable than that. Will be looking to get on the Chupa Thingy's tail. The Chupa Thingy will also be looking to get on the Charmander's tail, as it is going to be this Chupa Thingy already being able to take out the Charmander. No, it isn't, but it's Charmander that at least was on the rear of the Chupa Thingy. As that is one of the Chupa Thingies spinning out of control. No, it's just the front end gone. It was a parts cloud, however. Lost a lot of parts. One of the Tiger engines is gone. Suffering substantial damage on this Chupa Thingy, yet it is still trying to take out a Charmander, and the Charmander is trying to take out Chupa Thingy. As, oh boy, that other Chupa Thingy being on the Charmander, but maybe if it scores a local victory on this Chupa Thingy, the 2v1 advantage will be more than enough to take out the remaining Chupa Thingy. However, both the Charmanders are focusing on the same Chupa Thingy, at least so I can see. Oh, come on, Charmander. Charmander's there. It's going to be the Chupa Thingy trying to fire on the Charmander. However, it's the Charmander from the rear firing on the Chupa Thingy, looking to take looking to do damage. However, it's the damage tuber thingy coming back on the Charmander, and it's this tuber thingy doing some damage to its wingman. So there's even more damage, more hits, no damage, but hits. More hits, and that's the Charmander gone. Yeah, it's just a parts cloud. Actually touching the tuber thingy for a bit there. That Charmander is nothing more than just a flying parts cloud. It's trying to hang on for dear life. I reckon it won't hang on for long, as that tuber thingy will be looking to take out the remaining Charmander. As the Charmander is living up to its name and not getting past bonfires. This Charmander having to dodge the damage tuber thingy fire. It's pretty much having chosen the wrong target. Actually BDAc having chosen wrong once more. One of the tires gone. It's one of the roll control surfaces again gone too. It's just common damage on the Charmander towards the tuber thingy, and it is more control surfaces gone, and it is just the kitty firing. There's again just the substantial damage that is going to hamper this Charmander, that is going to prevent it from being competitive, but it's not going to prevent it from still trying. It's just because that is how the Charmander is built. It is going to still try to get to stay in the air as much as possible, as it surely be easy 2-0 for the tuber thingy. It's a slight bit unstable. Yeah, that's because it probably doesn't have the normal engine that it has, Hojoz, as one of the tail pieces goes to. Just having a lot of issues, this Charmander is. Acceleration not proving to be enough, and top speed not proving to be too low to beat the tuber thingy. So we'll be looking again that the tuber thingy will win. This Charmander just freaking out onto the ground, and this tuber thingy here, the damage, is able to take it. That Charmander surely isn't. Yeah, that is pretty much the entire Charmander gone from being competitive. However, it still has BDAc. The other Charmander having now blown itself up right around there, I must assume. It is the tuber thingy is taking it 2-0. But one wonders what might have been if it didn't get flung into space the first time round. As it is going to be a 2-0 for the tuber thingy, it is the question: will the Charmander be able to pull it back, or will the tuber thingy be able to pull a 3-0 on the Charmander, despite it being a slight bit unstable in the initial encounter? We'll have to see. As again, just loading screens. Oh boy, don't you love loading screens? There we are back. Fourth match. And it is a 2-0 advantage for the tuber thingy sets. As we go on board with the Charmanders once again. It's time to see if the Charmander will meet its demise this round, or if it will still be able to do something against the tuber thingy. As everyone will be wondering, is this Charmander really competitive, or is it just a tuber thingy being an excellent craft? I reckon it's the latter, because I like to think that I build decent craft nowadays. However, the Charmander, of course, isn't my best one. As it will possibly be the final round, it will possibly be match point. We're lining up and looking if the Charmander can win. Looking if the craft that I'm so proud of. If the craft that is so beautiful. If it can beat the tuber thingies, or if it will meet its demise in the qualifiers, as it does usually in the PFCs. Just having started now. There's only the question: will the tuber thingies' accurate gunfire prove to be the demise of the Charmander, or will the Charmander's stability prove to be the demise of the tuber thingy? We'll find out right now as the guns fire. Projectile is firing sequentially, the barrage set to false, as it does usually on my planes. It's time for the Charmanders to turn and hope. Yeah, it's pretty much turn and hoping. Hoping that the Super Thingy will have the slight bit of instability issues that will possibly grant the Charmander an opportunity, as one of the Super Thingies is already taking the fight towards one of the Charmanders taking hits, and it is this Charmander opting for the Death Train approach, going on to one of the Super Thingies, and it's going to fire any minute now. Come on, man. Yep, it's firing alright. It's getting really close, but it's not having the maneuverability that the Super Thingy has to fire on that Super Thingy. Oh boy, this Charmander is just too maneuverable, isn't it? Or too stable, I mean. And then the Super Thingy being too maneuverable for the stability of the Charmander to make sure that the Super Thingy will meet its demise. As Charmanders are still trying. You can't blame them for trying. Is Charmander going for the Super Thingy that is not firing on Charmander? No, it's actually firing on the Super Thingy that's firing on the Charmander, which is of course the best tactical approach, and unless the Super Thingy is going to do a head-on on you. Come on, it can hit the Super Thingy, but it just can't do the damage. I mean, it's constantly also close to its gunfire, as it does a little bit of the Charmander Mark 9 dance, and the Super Thingy does a little bit of the Super Thingy dance. It is just not enough to get any damage on at this point in the round. But we are facing an optimal angle for the Charmander. However, it was not optimal enough. They are sure trying. The Charmander is just too stable, isn't it? The Charmander is just too stable, as that's the Super Thingy taking out the front end of the Charmander, and it's the first damage coming on the address of the Charmander in the head-on, which exactly 0 viewers expected. The Charmanders are once again faring badly, as the wingman flying close to this Charmander is also taking damage. And it's once again proving to be the Super Thingies having the upper hand, but the Super Thingies having the best opportunity at annihilating the Charmanders, and they do really annihilate the Charmanders. The Charmander now being a light show, returning to normal, and all the engines are gone on this. Surely won't last for long. And the Charmander, yeah, that's also dead, and Super Thingies with no damage. Oh, that's quite the explosion. And yeah, it is simply that the Super Thingy is having the upper hand in maneuverability, and the Charmander's stability not proving to be enough to battle the Super Thingy. The Charmander just being the inferior craft. Now, it's just a question if we will be able to do another fight, and my brain says to myself, that's probably going to be a no. So, it's going to be a bureaucratic boys pop, as the suffering of the Charmander has been put to an end. I hope you enjoyed the episode. It's bureaucratic boys pop.